All right, so I'm gonna address the Alan Roger Currie supporters that had a lot to say on my channel. I got some comments about people that were saying that I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I just want to read a couple of these comments. One of these comments said, "It seems like you're just jealous of an older guy that got more game than you." R.I.P. Alan Currie. Another comment said, "You coward! You wait until he's dead to bring the smoke. Why didn't you talk about him or to him when he was alive?" A white knight coward. Interesting combo. That's what he called me. He called me a white knight coward. First and foremost, I didn't know that Alan Roger Currie's wife was 30 years younger than him. I didn't know he had gotten married to this chick. I didn't know this dude had a son. To be fair and honest with you, most of y'all weren't even watching Alan Roger Currie in the last few years of his YouTube career. Like, he wasn't doing the numbers like Pearly Things or any of these Fresh and Fit cats or anything like that. Like, y'all left Alan Roger Currie behind a long time ago, so you might be a loyal supporter. You might be doing this for clout. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell on YouTube, but if you're a real loyal supporter of this dude, then you were one of the few, because, I mean, his numbers were nowhere near what a lot of these guys who, didn't make up or really didn't create the red pill terminology, mode one, and all these other different types of stuff. Like, y'all give a lot more support for the people who are new to the game that are saying the stuff that the dudes like Alan Roger Currie have been saying for 12 and 13, 15 years now, since before YouTube was even a thing. Like, y'all give Pearly Things and other people a lot more play and shine than y'all give Alan Roger Currie. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. So you can come for me or say that it's like clout chasing, or say that I'm trying to get off of his, death, or I'm trying to get points or something like that. I'm just spitting the real and spitting the honest here. I looked into the situation when I heard that he died, because I had heard his name mentioned a few times over the course of years talking about the subject matter that we talk about. So yeah, I had heard the dude's name, and when I started doing my research, it started to affirm and confirm a lot of the stuff that I thought at one point, like, oh, this dude really was one of the first to do it. Y'all know when I do my live streams, when I do these videos, I do a ton of research. Like, I do a ton of research, and so when I'm doing this research, I'm learning just like you're learning about a lot of things. I'm learning just like you're learning with me online, and when I'm saying stuff, it's because I'm learning it, and I think it's interesting enough to go ahead and put into a video format, and then introduce it to you. I didn't know all about that stuff to begin with, so I'm not trying to harp on the dude for doing this or doing that. I'm just speaking about how his life aligns with a lot of the stuff that we say as far as the message goes on this channel, and that is, if you don't live in a certain way or order your steps in a certain way, certain things in your life are going to be out of order. And I don't say that to say that in the way that I say that, but quite frankly and quite honestly, quite literally, at this point in his life, he's no longer here with us. So what he's created now has to run itself without him. You understand what I mean? And so that was the bigger point, and the bigger takeaway was that the message, or the way that he lived his life, or decided to have a family, and the way he decided and the timing he decided to do it, mirrors the manosphere. Now, I got another comment that said something like, "Oh, well, to make disparaging comments about an individual whose content clearly you misrepresenting equals very poor taste on your part. ARC spoke very adamantly against men who use tactics such as lying, manipulation, and deception in order to obtain sex from women, in order to obtain sensual relations from women. In fact, he had a high level of disdain for male content creators such as yourself," he's talking to me here, "whose criticisms are based on emotions and not facts to achieve clout. To preemptively wage war against another individual's narrative that you obviously have limited research of and understanding of says a lot about your quality of thought. Obviously, you're the type that will exploit anything for likes and views. This is the true enemy of ignorance, not men or women, blah, 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 blah," right? These guys, I mean, he's on his soapbox right now. Listen, I didn't know a million about Alan Roger Currie, but after my research, I know a good amount about Alan Roger Currie. I didn't have to watch all of his live streams to hear what he talked about. I mentioned the fact that he isn't part of the manosphere during that live stream. I mentioned the fact that he didn't want to be connected with the manosphere guys, that he wanted to be seen as separate. I did make sure to bring that fact up to light. So I do know that a lot of people did like to listen to him because he was upfront with women. He was mode one with women. He just said whatever he wanted to say with women. But to try and paint him out to be this morale or this morality type of figure as far as dating goes, that wasn't the case, bro. He had a super foul mouth and said crazy, crazy, crazy things. And the reason why he had to be or disassociate himself from the misogynistic manosphere, as he put on his website, is because he knows that his message was very, very, very tight and mirroring with the manosphere's message. What he said and what the manosphere says and the way that they say those things a lot of the time are in tandem. It's like a parallel road, not perpendicular. It runs side by side together. A lot of the stuff that we heard him say, I couldn't even play the dude's content on my live stream because it would probably get me demonetized, if I'm being fair and honest with you. The dude was saying crazy, horrible, vulgar things. I'm not going to even try and repeat them because I'd like for this video to be monetized. You know what I mean? But I'm not monetizing it off of his name. I'm simply responding to you. But I couldn't even play through like 3 sentences of what this dude was trying to talk about because he was saying such vulgar things, yo. Like, it was horrible. Like, it was saying like he's probably got her. I can't even repeat it on here. I can't even repeat it. So don't try and make it seem like he was this like saintly figure of a guy who simply spoke about telling women the way that you want to physically get with them is the way that you need to approach all women, and this is that. Even that concept of just be upfront with the woman and tell her you just want to do this to her within the first couple of seconds and going mode 1, bro. Even that is like savagery type of stuff. You know what I mean? The mode 1 approach, telling a woman that you want to, do this to her within the first 20 seconds of meeting her, within the first 10 seconds, not even saying hello to a woman and just saying, I just want to take your, you know what I mean? Like, is that the hill that you're going to die on right now? Is that what we're talking about now? I misrepresented his content. That's not a dude that I would have wanted to even represent myself around, to be fair and honest with you. So if you feel I'm misrepresenting the content, that's fine. That's not even necessarily as crucial or integral to the argument and discussion at hand. If that's what you feel, then you can feel that way. It's really irrelevant. It doesn't change anything at the end of the day because everything that I said is pretty factual for the most part. And you can choose not to listen to that. You can choose not to like it. But just like one of your great leaders that you probably follow says, the facts don't care about your feelings.